One of the hottest days on record. I mean, going back, 40 years, perhaps even 75 years or so, as the state health department warns the heat could be deadly.
Josh Robertson's live at Audubon Park, where there are some people out there getting their exercise in early.
Yeah, and you were with us earlier in the newscast, Kelsey. John, I can tell you, I feel like there were a lot more before the sun came up. I actually think the herd's kind of thinned out a little bit here. It is still Audubon Park, so there's still, of course, going to be walkers, runners, dog walkers. But a lot of people got that in before the sun even came up because they probably were aware of just how hot it's been and how hot it could actually end up being today. And if you're one of those people that thinks, oh, no days off, you like to push through no matter what, if I was going to give myself a day off, this would probably be one of them. There is plenty of shade here at Audubon Park, and it isn't as hot as it's going to be right now, so it's still not too late to get that exercise in if you do want to do it outdoors. But we know that when you're talking about breaking the all-time record set for heat in southeast Louisiana, that means that things like heat exhaustion, heat stroke, dehydration can affect anyone, regardless of how old you are. The Louisiana Department of Health is reporting right now that 25 people have died as a result of this summer's record high temperatures. 12 of those people were above the age of 65. The agency also says that emergency rooms across the state have treated more than 4,700 people for heat-related illnesses. The state fire marshal has issued a burn ban we know about, also urging residents to avoid fires of any kind during this heat wave. Dozens of residents recently were forced to flee their homes this week after wildfires burned dozens of acres in Washington and northern St. Tammany parishes. One person from those wildfires died, and it was exacerbated even more by dried bush and limited water sources.
In a rural fire department such as mine in Bush, we have only one water source, no hydrants. We have creeks, ponds, and rivers, and when those dry up, we're out.
Well, if we didn't have that kind of manpower to tackle this, we'd be looking at thousands of acres burning, homes lost, possibly lives lost.
Now, that statewide burn ban, of course, means no debris burning, no trash burning in your yard, but officials also want you to pay attention when putting out cigarettes or barbecuing in your yard or setting up a campfire, anything like that. They just want you to try to avoid those things at all costs if you can. And again, right now, that burn ban in place in Louisiana. It's also in place in 40 counties across Mississippi, and that includes the Gulf Coast. But for now, reporting live here in New Orleans, Josh Robertson, Fox 8 Local First.
All right, thanks, Josh.